edawgs top left, Lemonparty are going to be top right. I really feel weird saying Lemonparty. Don't look it up on the internet, kids, okay? Blade then 17 years old, going to get pre-hotted. A really good idea to pre-hot both your melees before they go in. And going to open up onto the mage. And comes a Frost Nova. You can see there the rogue. It's going to go onto the... looked like initially he went onto the Paladin and then switched over to the Warrior. Blade at the moment not taking too much damage, has abolished poison, is forced to use a shield wall though. So shield wall has been used and there's no dismantle coming in yet. Still on the back of him is going to be the rogue from edawgs, but now actually that rogue could be under pressure. Dispel's getting spammed in, not getting Blade out. Finally they do, but look at this, Jimos going down so low.
In comes the Divine Shield and there was a mass dispel straight away there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to take him down here.
No, he can keep him up because actual fact he will freedom and get away. He can turn the pressure around. If they single target versus a druid, but actually there was a fear onto the druid of Icematics. Now he's going to be under pressure. Really needs to just spam the heals as much as he can onto Jimos. Jimos needs to...
Icematics sitting in the blind. Jimos does look as though he will go down here. The blind does expire. Icematics finally getting out of that one.
Well, blind shares with fear these days, so that wouldn't have been up for long. Jimos needs to just put some of his cooldowns onto that rogue. He needs to get him into a stun or something. He looks like he was actually... there's a shield icon like he was playing protection in that situation. I'm not sure if that's the case, if I'm crazy. It looked like he threw a shield. I can see... let's look at the debuffs in the bottom right. It does look like he might be playing protection. I think I'm crazy.
They're just stacking that damage onto Jimos, and it looks as though this one is going to be a mana game. Icematics is He has just used his Innovate.
That's a protection paladin. All right, so he is definitely playing protection. Because he's just running with shield out, slamming people's faces. All right, so Rory goes ridiculously low from edawgs in that situation. Now the damage coming onto the back of Rail in the rogue, trying to get away. Finally a fear and a poly though on top. Maybe that was a little bit wasted onto the paladin. 2.7k, which
Pain
is more
suppression
of
has been used by St. George onto Saori. But I'll tell you what, Raylai is looking pretty low at the moment. He's just come out of a cyclone and Blade just intercepted onto him, and it looks like he will go down. He does. And,
protection paladin. Oh,
this is pretty creative stuff actually from the team of Lemondogs.
Protection paladin. edawgs in the top right this time. We'll see what they do. Certainly, I don't think they're going to be going for Jimos. Even though he's going to be a nuisance with you know, the shield on a 30-second cooldown and also 20-second Hodges, I think they should go for someone else. So they are going to start off currently on the Warrior, which is going to be Blade. He's sword and board. No, he's not actually. He's still with two-hand axe, so but still soaking up some damage. He was pre-hotted, so really not done anything in that situation. Looking to get back onto that priest, was actually put into a cyclone, so maybe a waste of an intercept unless he just wanted to get off and then charge back onto the Warrior, onto the rogue.
Yep, and Icematics has been sitting in fear for full duration. Now he's finally back in tree form in the nick of time to get those life blooms up onto Jimos, and he doesn't look like he's going to be under too much pressure.
Well, actually,
he's
sitting
in
a
blind
on him at the moment. He's only actually got abolished poison. He's going to need to get healed up from Icematics.
Yeah,
Icematics does finally get him up. Here comes the bubble. Not going to be mass dispelled, but actually look at this on the other end of the scale. edawgs have a man who had to ice block. Obviously going to be the mage. Really low when he went into that. So the Warrior did the good job. Blade almost getting put into poly. Doesn't get put into poly. I would like to see polys actually onto the Paladin, even though he's bubbled. Icematics, here comes the potential kill. There's a kidney shot onto Icematics. He's only got a rejuve up. He gets a bop. Nice bop there. Can they spell seal it? Can they dispel it? They aren't going to be doing that. They're only going to try and be controlling. The mage does put a poly onto Jimos. Icematic gets away from that situation. Pet has been used. Mana, I'm not sure if he uses Innovate. You can actually see it's still available to use the Innovates. We still got it up. Blade now taking damage. This is better play from edawgs. Blade dropping reasonably low, gets put into a kidney. Damage coming in. He is going to be finally fully hotted. Gets a freedom as well to boot. Jimos back into a poly. That's not going to last too long. He finally comes out of that poly. Now he can join the fight. They are going to go on to, I think, the mage. Would be potentially a very good target for them. They do try and get up to him. Jimos decides to back away. The Warrior will go solo onto the mage for the moment. Hypothermia is out. Priest is drinking and has 13k mana in it, but Icematics has also reset the mana pool. In comes a Hodge onto the Priest, still putting pressure onto the Mage, gets that freedom. Oh, and look at that, paint suppression, same time as Bladestorm, and that Bladestorm's going to be wasted as he blinks away. Jimos put back into a poly. edawgs playing this smart, and surely they can turn a kill in soon. Icematics was put into a deep freeze. Blade's going to drop down, and this could be the end of Blade. He needs to get healed up in this situation. He is getting healed. He also has, actually, look at this, he's got sacrifice from the Paladin. Really nice play from the team of Lemonparty to keep him up. Yep. Nice switching as well. Going to go onto the Mage. He's out of mana. Almost getting back onto his target, but in comes Rayleigh, sorry, and in comes an EVK. That is going to be stopped though, but not before we got 10k. And look at his positioning now. Icematics needs to get in position to Blade.
Yeah, he's in a great position right now, actually. Yeah, he was spamming those nourishes straight onto Blade when he was in trouble. Icematics has been playing really well all game. He managed to keep up Jimos by just the skin of his teeth, using that trinket, getting the Nature's Swiftness on. He has used Innovate now, though, and he could be struggling for mana in the later stages of this game. Jimos almost going down there.
Jimos actually using Glyph of Salvation, or using Salvation with the Glyph. 20% less damage at the moment for him. Gets feared, but only him get feared, so really nicely done. There's a potential to mana burn this Paladin and just ignore him the whole game, but because it's really annoying to get mana back when you're out of mana as a Paladin, but still they're not doing that. Looking over at Blade, he is going to be dealing some damage himself. In comes Jimos, going to get polyed off. Blade taking a reasonable amount of damage. Nice positioning from Icematics. You got the Priest over here, so he's in a safe position at the moment. Maybe there could be a deep freeze on him later, but certainly Blade staying nice and healthy. And also damage really piling on. And in comes a dangerous charge, and that was dangerous. Whether it was an intercept or charge, it didn't matter. It forced an ice block, and that is the last ice block, I do believe, for Sorori for a decent amount of time. I do believe that he's going to have a difficult time. It does a deep freeze. Nice, really nice and fast freedom, and that's going to put lots of pressure onto the Mage at the moment. He even found a Frost Nova. Not sure why that was when Blade was just basically destroying him. Jimos, though, going down, popped wings. Popped wings on. Look at this, double DPS. Popped wings and stun onto the Rogue, and the Warrior is eating that Mage. Does look like he just got stunned. Hamstring is up, and the Priest is trying to help out, and he's got to go down. And Lemonparty take, that was, I do believe, the second game, even though I didn't know the first one, over edawgs. Rep Paladin for the win. I liked it. That was good. I'm a walking sex popsicle, Matt. Then you forget it.
I'm just...
Tell your parents, or at least one of them.
I'm not going to say anything.
All right, so we're going to get ready. The gates are going to open. Runes of Lordaeron. And yeah, totally owned you in that situation. You're not allowed to talk. Me talkie.
Oh, shut your
Following Rayleigh, then...
Yeah. So Lemonparty being rather creative here. I was impressed by how Icematics played that last game. He got some clutch play, and it almost came down to a mana game, but it didn't quite. And
Blade having to use an really early shield wall does put some pressure onto that Mage to get away, and this could be around. In comes a freedom, still taking damage, only has one rejuve up. Wound poison still up. There we go. There comes the life blooms. There comes a big heal. That was 6.5k. He's going to live for a little bit longer, and well, a lot of cooldowns built in early. Look at Jimo's mana now, though. I'm honestly not sure if he's getting burnt or not, or he's just having to spam dispels in that situation. Let's follow STG, as we can see the game played from a healer at the moment. Cyclone there put onto, don't know who that was because I didn't see it.
It was
onto Icematics.
Yeah, very nice chain CC from edawgs onto Icematic at the start of that one. They're going to be focusing him now, unleashing quite a bit. He's under 10k, he's sitting low, he's going to go down. He does go down, and great stuff from edawgs. All that early chain CC on Icematics in the opening stage has paid off. They nearly got Blade down. They forced the Nature Swiftness come in, they forced the Trinket, and then switched over to him in the later stages, took him down with style.
That's what they should have done, and I honestly was watching Icematics' health so much, I didn't actually check over with Jimoth to see if he was in CC, but certainly, I mean, you need the bop then, you need this, that, or the other. Not sure where Freedom was, but I mean, that's when you play a Paladin and they get those crucial swaps, and you need to be the quickest mofo out there on your abilities.
after a full duration fear, in came the deep freeze from Saori, and that incredible CC put such a huge amount of pressure onto Icematics that he was forced to use his trinket and blow his nature swiftness early.
Yeah, and then he's a viable target, so they did it right. So here we go then, another open up onto Blade. You can see Icematics there next to his teammate. Does actually get blinded, so Divine Sacrifice has been used though. Nicely done by the Paladin. That's going to take the pressure not to have to trinket that blind, not even having to trinket the fear or the deep freeze. And now a lot of CC's being used by edawgs with no potential kill. So Icematics still under pressure, going to get put into cheap. You know, are we going to see a kidney? No, instead of an improved counterspell comes in comes a Bob though. Still going to sit in that Bob, and Rayleigh knows it, and he's going to want to reset. Actually, nicely done from Icematics.
Rayleigh wasted his kidney in that situation after the bot came in. He wasn't quick enough to react, so it was going to be on cooldown now.
Yeah, Jimos is actually, look at this, Jimos has been, Jimos has actually been put into polys, and he's almost out of mana, so this fight really looks like it's going to go edawgs' way. Once again, Rayleigh go back onto Blade. He's going to stay on him. Jimos is once again
uses his CP on Slice and Dice just before changing targets. Blade is not going to be taking too much here. And
actually, Freedom stole them very, very quickly by the mage of edawgs. Icematics once again is going to be put under pressure. This is going to drain his mana. He's only got one rejuve up. He's got Abolish Poison. He's put into improved counterspell. In comes a deep freeze shortly afterwards, breaks it and gets away. But surely he's going to die, and it almost looked like the pet killed him. Pet kill. Not sure what actually did. Maybe it was ticks. But the pressure is so high. You know, what cooldowns could they have done? They used Freedom previous to that situation to get on to keep the melees onto the targets. It got spell stolen. They couldn't break the kidney. They already used Bop. They already used Divine Sacrifice. The only thing they had was Hand of Sacrifice, and you know, maybe he wasn't in line of sight to get it off. But Icematics will go down, and they're playing the right tactic, edawgs now. I want Lemonparty to switch back to Retribution. I want them to just play, hey mofos, we like RNG. We're going to blow something up because we're terrorists. And that's a tactic. All right, so we are going to go into Ring of Fire. Very, very annoying map, maybe. I think the RMPs, I'm not sure if they're going to enjoy this or not enjoy it, but I think the Druid is going to hate it. We'll have to see if that's the case. So I honestly believe it's same tactic. I honestly believe they're still running with Prot. And I honestly believe that Druid is going to get blown to smithereens. So we'll have to see what they can do. They have a chance. They've won 2. They can come back. They can win another one. If they win another one, they'll be going up against Ensidia. Will Ensidia make the same mistake, maybe, of going on to the Protty?
Quite a few flames coming in, actually, Jay, about the comment about burning a prop paladin. Theovide says it would most likely be stupid. First of all, burning is now a percentage. He'd have to do as many burns as on the Druid to get him out of mana. Second of all, the prop paladin has permanent divine plea.
It doesn't have permanent divine. I thought it was dispellable now.
9.
I think it is. Oh no, there are prop paladins. The divine plea is not dispellable. Yeah, you're right. But he didn't use it, so whatever. Divine Sacrifice has been used then, so Blade is currently the target. He does get a freedom. It's going to a Blade Storm onto the mage. It's going to force an ice block a decent time. Having to go slightly defensive now. Looking to get healed back up. He's going to get healed back up. Improve CS onto Icematics. That's going to wear off just in time. So the warrior sitting healthy. Early Divine Sacrifice. Still ignoring the Protection Paladin and training the warrior. He gets put into another kidney. That's not going to be broken by the freedom. It's not most likely available yet. He's going to go switch onto the mage. Gets put into a Nova, unfortunately, or maybe he would have been able to do a quick switch back onto him. And actually, Blade's going to take so much damage. I mean, Prop Paladin put into Poly, put into Chain Poly. Training the warrior in that situation, really, really dangerous for Icematics. He's going to constantly be chased, more than likely, by the priest. And eventually, yeah, just too much damage, too much control on the Paladin. And edawgs are going to go through. I do apologize about saying my tactic for burning the prop paladin. I haven't played versus one, but it seemed viable because when they go out of mana, they're useless. But controlling him was my idea anyway, so I did that.